Charmed, 1998 to 2006, captured the hearts of millions with its mix of magic, drama, and unforgettable characters. The Halliwell sisters became icons, navigating the complexities of their powers and family bonds. While the show's legacy lives on, some of the talented actors who brought these characters to life have tragically passed away. In this video, we honor the lives and careers of those from Charmed who are no longer with us. From sudden and heartbreaking losses to long battles off-screen, we reflect on their incredible contributions to the show and the lasting impact they left on fans. These are the stars we lost too soon, but whose spirits continue to shine through their performances. Shannon Doherty, born April 12, 1971, joined Charmed in 1998 at age 27, playing Prue Halliwell, the eldest and most disciplined of the Halliwell sisters. But off-screen, Shannon's life was a whirlwind of explosive headlines, bitter rivalries, and personal implosions. Her feud with Alyssa Milano became infamous, escalating to such a toxic level that producers allegedly issued ultimatums to salvage the show's future. Long before Charmed, Shannon was labeled Hollywood's wild child, with a trail of tabloid fodder, arrests, restraining orders, and allegations of violent outbursts. Her career highs, like Beverly Hills, 90,210, were quickly shadowed by her terminations and reputation for being impossible to work with. Her marriages were short-lived and marked by dysfunction. Her second husband claimed she was emotionally volatile and controlling. She also battled substance abuse rumors in the early 2000s, and her brave public fight with cancer later in life. Shannon Doherty died on July 13, 2024 at age 53 after a long, public struggle with breast cancer. Rebecca Balding, born September 21, 1948, appeared in Charmed in 1998 at 50 as Elise Rothman, the tough editor who kept Phoebe in check. Her character was witty, firm, and grounded, qualities Rebecca emulated, at least in public. Yet beneath her low-key Hollywood image was a shadow of missed chances and buried scandal. Before Charmed, she had recurring roles in Soap and Lou Grant, but insiders say her career stalled after a rumored affair with a married producer led to blacklisting in the late 80s. Rebecca quietly exited the spotlight for years, during which she reportedly struggled with alcohol dependency, whispers that never made it to the press but circulated in casting circles. Despite her long-term marriage to Charmed director James L. Conway, friends hinted at deep isolation in her later years, exacerbated by health issues and regret over abandoning stage work. She never had children, and according to one anonymous source, feared she'd been forgotten by the industry she gave everything to. Rebecca died from ovarian cancer on July 18, 2022, at age 73. Michael Gilden, born September 22, 1962, played Finnegan in 2003's Lucky Charmed at age 41, a cheeky, loyal leprechaun who charmed audiences with a twinkle in his eye. But behind the scenes, Michael fought demons darker than any script. Though loved by colleagues and fans for his wit and optimism, Gilden struggled intensely with depression, feeling boxed into typecast roles due to his stature. As a little person in Hollywood, he once confessed to friends he felt invisible unless I'm a punchline. Despite a loving marriage to actress Meredith Eaton, Michael's mental health was fragile. Years of being overlooked, financially unstable freelance work, and internalized frustration culminated in a deep spiral. Though outwardly cheerful, close friends reported unsettling mood swings and a growing sense of hopelessness in his final year. On December 5, 2006, at just 44, Michael took his own life by hanging, a tragedy that shocked even those closest to him. Billy Drago, born November 30, 1945, first appeared on Charmed in 1999 at age 54, playing Barbas, the Demon of Fear, a role that mirrored his off-screen persona more than most realized. While his eerie intensity thrilled audiences, few knew how method he went behind the scenes. Known to isolate himself from cast and crew, Billy reportedly refused small talk, claiming it disrupted his energy of dread. But the real darkness followed him off set, Drago's early years were marked by allegations of cult affiliations and rumors of psychological abuse in his personal relationships. In the 80s, a former girlfriend accused him of manipulation and breaking her mentally, though no charges were filed. Despite roles in The Untouchables and The Hills Have Eyes, his erratic behavior made directors wary. Colleagues described him as brilliant but disturbing, with some suspecting a dependence on psychedelics to achieve his visionary states. In his final years, he vanished from the industry entirely. Billy Drago died on June 24, 2019, at 73 from complications after a stroke. Bruce Gray was born on September 7, 1936, and portrayed Elder Keel in Charmed in 2005 at age 69. As Keel, he embodied wisdom and bureaucratic command, appearing as part of the magical hierarchy overseeing the Charmed Ones. Though he had a long and respected career in Canadian and American TV, Gray's professional journey was marked by cold ambition. Despite holding a psychology degree, he reportedly used his knowledge to subtly manipulate peers, earning him a reputation as intellectually intimidating and emotionally detached. Several insiders claimed he was ruthless with underlings and harshly critical on set, often clashing with directors over creative control. Personally, Gray never married and kept his private life guarded, though rumors swirled about strained family ties and an alleged long-term affair with a producer he never acknowledged. He was diagnosed with cancer in his later years but concealed his declining health from the public. Bruce Gray died on December 13, 2017, at 81, leaving behind a legacy admired on-screen but quietly questioned off it. Denise Dows, born February 21, 1958, appeared in Charmed in 2005 as the Angel of Destiny at age 47. Serene, powerful, and composed, her character brought divine gravitas, but her real life was far more chaotic beneath the surface. Despite a respected career in shows like Beverly Hills 90210, Denise quietly battled lifelong struggles with mental health. She reportedly endured an emotionally abusive upbringing and rarely spoke of her family. Industry insiders noted her volatile moods and frequent clashes with directors over creative control, though this was often hidden under her polished public image. Privately, Denise grappled with trust issues and isolation. Her romantic relationships were brief and strained. A former partner described her as brilliant but unreachable. Although she became a mentor to young black actresses, some protégés distanced themselves due to her controlling tendencies. In 2022, a sudden and severe case of meningitis left her in a coma, and she passed away on August 13 at age 64. Peter Surugusa was born on February 16, 1955, and played Bauer in Charmed in 2002 at age 47. His character was a gruff, no-nonsense enforcer who appeared briefly but stood out with his menacing presence. While his role in Charmed was minor, Surugusa had a rich stage background, performing thousands of shows, yet Hollywood consistently overlooked him for major roles. Behind his reputation as a theater loyalist lay years of frustration and unspoken resentment. Friends noted his bitterness over being pigeonholed and dismissed by casting agents as too ordinary. Although his public image remained scandal-free, some colleagues privately described him as controlling during rehearsals and deeply insecure, often undermining co-stars to assert dominance. He struggled with weight and chronic health issues, and in his final years, became increasingly reclusive. Rumors suggested financial struggles and silent battles with depression. He passed away on October 11, 2022, at the age of 67 due to a sudden illness, largely forgotten by an industry he had quietly grown to resent. And Haney was born on March 4, 1934, and appeared as Aunt Gail in Charmed in 2000 at age 66. Her character's betrayal of the Halliwells brought emotional depth to the episode and mirrored her own life's pattern of personal disappointment. Haney found success late, often typecast as stern motherly figures in films like Mrs. Doubtfire, but her career was built on personal sacrifice. Widowed young, She raised a child alone and entered the acting world with quiet fury. Though she kept a professional front, insiders described her as sharp-tongued, with a disdain for industry hypocrisy and a tendency to burn bridges. She was estranged from close family members, including her daughter, and struggled with feelings of abandonment. She harbored bitterness over how Hollywood treated older women and once publicly criticized ageism in casting. Her health declined rapidly, though she kept her heart condition private until her death on May 26, 2001, at 67. Despite a career filled with late acclaim, she died in quiet isolation, underappreciated by an industry she no longer trusted. Tyler Christopher was born on November 11, 1972, and appeared in Charmed in 2000 as Anton, a seductive warlock and Phoebe's dangerous lover from a past life, at the age of 28. Anton oozed charisma and darkness, manipulating with ease and commanding presence in every scene. Though Tyler earned an Emmy for his long-running role on General Hospital, his off-screen life unraveled behind the curtain. His marriage to Eva Longoria was plagued by rumors of infidelity and bitter arguments, ending in a quiet but painful divorce. He battled alcoholism for decades, rehab stints, relapses, and alleged violent episodes behind closed doors tainted his once promising image. In 2019, he was publicly removed from Days of Our Lives after showing up to set intoxicated, marking a career tailspin. Friends reported he had grown reclusive and paranoid, fearing betrayal from those closest to him. In a heartbreaking finale, Tyler was found dead alone in a San Diego apartment on October 31, 2023. He was 50 years old. The cause was positional asphyxia due to acute alcohol intoxication, compounded by coronary artery disease. Henry Gibson was born on September 21, 1935, and portrayed the Sandman in Charmed in 2003 at age 68. His character brought a dreamlike gentleness, but his real-life persona was far more complex. Known for Nashville and Laugh-In, Gibson had a decades-long career built on eccentric, soft-spoken roles. Yet beneath his whimsical charm, he was notoriously guarded and difficult to read. Colleagues noted his tendency to isolate himself on set, often refusing to socialize or engage with cast members. He was rumored to be controlling over his scripts and demanded precise direction, which sometimes led to tension with crew. He kept his family life intensely private, and there were murmurs of estrangement from his children. Some claimed he battled obsessive-compulsive behaviors and carried deep anxieties about fading relevance. Diagnosed with cancer in his final years, Gibson avoided public appearances and vanished from the spotlight. He died on September 14, 2009, at the age of 73, leaving behind an enigmatic legacy full of unspoken conflict and emotional distance. Pamela Gordon, born April 8, 1937, took on the role of Amanda in a 2000 Charmed episode at the age of 63. Her character was eccentric and cryptic, echoing Pamela's long-standing typecast as the kooky outsider. A veteran of the LA underground theater scene, Gordon often turned down mainstream offers, claiming the industry smelled like fear and fakery. Yet behind the mystique, Pamela's life was clouded by paranoia and isolation. She never married and had no children, often seen speaking to herself backstage. A confidential letter later revealed a decades-long feud with her estranged sister, sparked by an unresolved inheritance dispute. Fellow performers whispered about Pamela's obsession with esoteric rituals, once catching her burning candles and chanting behind the theater. Though never embroiled in public scandals, her final years were marked by seclusion and failing health. She died of cancer on September 21, 2003, at the age of 66. Richard Lynch was born on February 12, 1940, and took on the role of Cronin in Charmed in 2003 at the age of 63. His character, a demonic manipulator with chilling confidence, was uncannily close to the man behind the mask. Lynch's scarred face, resulting from a drug-fueled self-immolation in 1967, became his trademark, but few knew the depth of that incident. He reportedly set himself on fire while hallucinating on LSD, a suicide attempt that failed. Though he rebounded into a prolific villain career, Lynch was notoriously difficult on set, often demanding co-stars not make eye contact with him between takes. He had a string of broken marriages and an estranged son who once accused him of emotional abuse in a now-deleted blog post. Lynch's obsession with the occult was well known. He claimed to channel demons for authenticity and even refused to film scenes on religious holidays. He was found dead at home on June 19, 2012, aged 72 due to a heart attack. Tony Todd, born December 4, 1954, appeared in Charmed in 2002 as the avatar of Force at 48, embodying raw power, cryptic wisdom, and a seductive ambiguity that mirrored his best-known role, the fearsome Candyman. But beneath the baritone voice and gravitas was a man haunted by typecasting and bitterness. Todd often clashed with directors, insisting on script rewrites and refusing to perform demeaning lines. One incident on a sci-fi set ended with him storming off mid-scene and physically confronting a producer. Though he maintained a polished public image, close associates claimed he was volatile in private, obsessive over his legacy, tormented by the lack of serious roles for black actors. He rarely spoke of his personal life, but rumors swirled of an estranged daughter from a brief, tumultuous marriage in the 90s. A former assistant once alleged he kept a locked journal detailing revenge fantasies against Hollywood agents who betrayed him. After a long and undisclosed illness, Tony Todd died on November 6, 2024, at 69. Scott Plank was born on November 11, 1958, and joined Charmed in 1999 as Eric Lohman, a principal district attorney, at age 41. But while his character radiated moral clarity, Scott's real life veered off course. Known for his fiery temperament and method intensity, Plank once got into a backstage brawl with a director over a line delivery. Several industry insiders later revealed he had a reputation for aggressive behavior during rehearsals. One stage actress quit mid-run after claiming he cornered her during an argument. Though he once shared the screen with Sean Penn and earned praise for his raw performances, his career faltered due to erratic behavior and rumored substance use. Plank never married but was frequently linked to co-stars, some of whom later distanced themselves amid whispers of controlling behavior. He was reportedly working on a tell-all memoir exposing behind-the-scenes secrets of 1990s TV, though the manuscript mysteriously vanished after his death. On October 24, 2002, he died in a fiery car crash at just 43. Joey Tatada, born September 13, 1936, appeared in Charmed in 2001 as a police inspector at age 65. On screen, he was a figure of order and reason, but off-camera, his life was a study in chaos and contradiction. Despite his wholesome image from Beverly Hills 90210, Joe had a checkered past few dared mention. In the 70s, he was embroiled in a bitter lawsuit over alleged financial fraud related to a failed restaurant venture, which he quietly settled out of court. Known on set for mood swings and abrupt outbursts, some cast members claimed he was difficult to work with, citing erratic behavior possibly linked to early-onset neurological decline. Though never publicly disgraced, he faced multiple IRS audits, and rumors swirled about his gambling habits and debts that plagued him for decades. In his final years, his mental health declined sharply, and he reportedly became reclusive, relying heavily on a small circle of caregivers. Joey Tatada died on August 24, 2022, at age 85 from complications of Alzheimer's disease. Janette Miller was born on July 30, 1932, and played adult Christina Larson in Charmed in the year 2000 at the age of 68. The character, a guardian of the Halliwell legacy from a time long past, was gentle yet burdened with secrets, a mirror to the actress's own hidden life. While Christina offered wisdom and strength, Janette's personal reality was far more fractured. Her career, though prolific, was marked by a pattern of being typecast into forgettable maternal roles, a fate that deeply frustrated her. Behind the scenes, she struggled with a long-standing resentment towards the industry that never gave her center stage. Her private life was a locked box, she never married, and several colleagues whispered of a volatile temper and a deep estrangement from her only sibling after a bitter inheritance dispute. In the 80s, she briefly vanished from the public eye following a rumored breakdown linked to prescription drug misuse, which was quietly swept under the rug by her agency. Though beloved late in life for her quirky on-screen charm, Janette died on November 4, 2016, at the age of 84. Suzanne Croll, born July 8, 1966, took on the role of the body-snatching demon Amara in 2005, when she was 39, a role eerily prescient of her own hidden battles. While she exuded confidence and charisma on stage, Suzanne's life off-screen was riddled with internal conflict. Her time as a stand-up comedian was marked by dark humor that hinted at deeper trauma, and she often joked about therapy, hinting at battles with anxiety and an eating disorder she never publicly acknowledged. Though she was married and had a daughter, insiders spoke of turbulent rows and a near divorce in the early 2010s that remained hidden from tabloids. Behind her magnetic performances was a woman who never felt she belonged in Hollywood, an industry that prized conformity over individuality. She frequently clashed with agents over being too unconventional for leading roles, and felt her career was sabotaged by typecasting. Suzanne Croll died suddenly on July 28, 2013, at just 47 years old, due to a ruptured aortic aneurysm. Frances Bay was born on January 23, 1919, and took on the role of Old Phoebe in 2002, when she was 83. Her performance radiated serenity and foresight, but her off-screen narrative was laced with sorrow. Frances had been blacklisted during the McCarthy era for her leftist affiliations, something she rarely spoke about but never fully recovered from professionally. She endured the death of her only child in a tragic drowning accident in the 1960s, a loss that haunted her and left her emotionally distant from colleagues. In 2002, the same year she appeared on Charmed, she was in a catastrophic car accident that led to the amputation of her leg, an event that reportedly pushed her into a deep depression. Though she continued working, she confided in a friend that she felt used up and forgotten by an industry that once feared me. The sweet grandmother image was, in truth, a mask worn by a woman who had endured blacklisting, bereavement, and public invisibility. Frances Bay died on September 15, 2011, at age 92 from complications due to pneumonia. William Morgan Shepard was born on August 24, 1932, and appeared in Charmed as Merrill in 2003 at the age of 71. A commanding presence with Shakespearean roots, Shepard carried with him the mystique of a man who had lived many lives, but not all of them admirable. Behind the theatrics, his reputation was tinged with stories of authoritarian behavior on set and a rigid perfectionism that clashed with younger, more modern directors. Though lauded for his voice work and sci-fi legacy, he was quietly blacklisted by several studios in the early 2000s after a series of disputes over creative control and rumored verbal abuse toward junior crew. In his private life, Shepard battled long-term alcoholism, which he managed to hide from the public but which deeply strained his relationships, including a decades-long estrangement from his first wife and a child who later disavowed him. He remained close only to his son Mark, with whom he shared screen time, though even that bond was tested by past resentments. William Morgan Shepard died on January 6, 2019, at the age of 86. Jerry Becker was born on April 11, 1951, and appeared in Charmed in 2002 at the age of 51 as Ramus, an elder whose composed demeanor hid deeper currents, a fitting reflection of Becker's own life. Though he brought gravitas to his roles, his career never matched the prestige he craved. After initial success in theater, he faced a devastating professional blow in the late 90s when he was fired from a major Broadway production over what insiders described as erratic backstage behavior and a rumored altercation with a director. His personal life unraveled just as quietly. He divorced twice, and friends said he was estranged from both his children, citing his emotional volatility and obsession with his fading career. Health problems, including early signs of diabetes, went ignored for years while he spiraled into isolation. Bitter and rarely seen in public after 2010, Becker became known as a cautionary tale in casting circles. He died on April 13, 2019, at age 68 from complications related to diabetes. David Keredine was born on December 8, 1936, and appeared in Charmed in 1999 at age 63 as Tempest, the time-warping demon whose cryptic menace became a fan favorite. On screen he was magnetic, off-screen, he was chaos wrapped in mysticism and scandal. Known best for Kung Fu and Kill Bill, Keredine's career was riddled with terminations due to erratic behavior, from violent outbursts to refusing direction. He was arrested multiple times, for drunk driving, drug possession, and bar brawls, and cycled through 5 marriages, most of them ending bitterly, with accusations of abuse and emotional instability. Estranged from several of his children, Keredine embraced dangerous kinks, which became a Hollywood open secret. His 2009 death in Bangkok shocked the world, not just for the location but for its nature, accidental asphyxiation during a sex act gone wrong. On June 3, 2009, at age 72, he died alone, consumed by the same reckless edge that made him a legend and a liability. J. Karen Thomas was born in 1965 and played Harriet Lane in Charmed in 1999 at age 34. Her role was brief, but Thomas's stage-trained depth gave it gravitas. A fixture in the Nashville art scene, she was beloved, yet her life was far from serene. Openly queer, she faced industry discrimination that stunted her rise. She was repeatedly passed over for lead roles due to her refusal to hide her sexuality. Her long-term partner, a fellow performer, left her during a particularly rough period when Thomas's health began to decline. Behind the stage smile was a woman quietly battling chronic financial insecurity, exacerbated by the high cost of her medical care. She had a history of confrontations with theater directors and producers over unfair casting practices and was once temporarily banned from a major Nashville production for publicly calling out racial favoritism. While not entangled in tabloid scandals, insiders recall her intensity, equal parts inspiring and intimidating. She passed away on March 26, 2015, at age 50 from multiple myeloma. Jeff Cory was born on August 10, 1914, and played a council member in Charmed in 2000 at the age of 86. Though his appearance was minor, Cory carried the weight of Hollywood history, a once-rising actor blacklisted during the McCarthy era for refusing to name colleagues with communist ties. This principled stand destroyed his career for a decade, during which he worked as a laborer before becoming a revered acting teacher. He coached the likes of Jack Nicholson and Jane Fonda, but resentment lingered. He never fully forgave the industry that betrayed him. Privately, Cory was known to be abrasive and unyielding, demanding absolute commitment from his students, and sometimes humiliating those who disappointed him. His marriage was long but stormy. Friends noted that his wife lived mostly in the shadow of his towering intellect and ego. As he aged, Cory grew increasingly cynical, even paranoid, believing certain former colleagues conspired to keep him out of major productions. He died on August 16, 2002, at the age of 88 from complications following a fall. Coolio was born on August 1, 1963, and played the Lazarus Demon in Charmed in 2002 at age 39. Though the role was small, his performance was chillingly vibrant, like much of his larger-than-life persona. Best known for Gangsta's Paradise, Coolio's fame burned bright and fast before unraveling in a storm of addiction, arrests, and public meltdowns. He was arrested for firearm possession, battery, cocaine use, and even tried to board a plane with a stolen gun. His personal life was pure turbulence, multiple children with various women, most of whom had fraught relationships with him, and a string of toxic romances, including one documented in reality TV that revealed emotional abuse and manipulation. He filed for bankruptcy twice and was sued over unpaid child support more than once. Friends said he battled loneliness and identity crises, trying to reclaim relevance through odd gigs and self-parody. In 2022, he was found dead in a friend's bathroom in Los Angeles. Toxicology revealed a fatal cocktail of fentanyl, heroin, and methamphetamine. He died on September 28, 2022, at age 59. Who's your favorite character in Charmed? How do you feel knowing that the actors have passed away? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss future videos. Thank you so much.